I'm Haley at Hi, I'm Haley at Americana for Poor People Podcast. I'm gonna make a Basil 75. So it's a twist on a classic cocktail, a French 75. So it's a gin and champagne cocktail. We put basil in it, so it kind of makes it fresh, light. It's a really refreshing spring cocktail. So you're gonna do like 4 or 5 leaves of basil, bank it to release the oils. You're gonna do a couple ounces of gin, do like 3/4 ounces of lemon juice, 1/4 to 1/2 of simple syrup. Put our ice in. I'm gonna double strain it into this chilled coupe glass. That's cute. And then top it with some brut champagne. That's a Basil 75. You want to try it? It's so pretty.
Oh my God,
it's like
yeah.
a very spring forward cocktail, light, fresh.
Oh my God. I could drink like 100 of
Yeah.
those. Actually, I'm going to take this with me.
Yeah, take it. Have it. That's for you.
Mom, I gotta let you go. I'm recording Poor People. I'll call Olivia when I'm done.
All right. Welcome to Poor People.
Welcome.
Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, let's talk about our soup of the day because I've been like trying to hold off on this. Also, sorry, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Haley at Americana.
I'm Jaydn,
I'm Haley also.
Hello, everyone. I'm Anna.
and we are the Poor People.
Yeah.
We're gonna get our introductions on at some point. Okay, so yeah, the soup of the day.
Yeah, that's a Basil 75. So it's our like spin on a classic cocktail, a French 75. So old classic. It's a gin champagne cocktail. We shake ours with basil, so it just gives like a fresh twist
hint,
on
yeah.
it. Yeah, it's nice.
It's really good. I love
Good.
basil. Anna said
Me
she
too.
didn't like basil.
Yeah,
but
she said she
Did
liked
Michael pick this
basil.
cocktail? Because this is what he wanted to make yesterday.
Yeah.
We didn't.
He wanted to
Did
make
you
it
make? Did
Oh,
you?
I
pick
picked it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I love this
Perfect.
cocktail. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna do a basil. It's pretty.
Yeah.
And
That's
It's
awesome.
It's
nice.
very
Easy
refreshing,
to
too.
drink.
From what I got
Yeah,
from it,
yeah.
it's very refreshing.
Yeah.
Super good. I'm really trying not to just like I wanted like
Down it.
when I first took the first sip. I wanted to just down
Right,
all of
it's
it.
so easy, and
Yeah.
it's like gin and champagne, so there's like no buffer in there.
Yeah.
It's just all liquor,
Well-
little simple,
Yeah.
little lemon, but it's
Yum.
mostly alcohol.
Well, and it's like a super nice day out today too,
Right.
and so it's like super refreshing
Yeah.
for that. And like, yeah,
I always like it when people have different gin drinks, though, too, because gin is normally just placed in tonic.
Right,
A gin and
yeah.
tonic with a lime. Now that you said it's gin with champagne,
Yeah.
I've never had that. So I think that's where it definitely changed
Yeah.
my taste buds a little bit because it's not a normal taste for a gin cocktail
for
myself.
sure. We have a few gin cocktails. I really like them. It's a little more dynamic, I think, than
Yep.
like vodka.
Yeah.
But I hate Tanqueray. It's
Yeah.
like tastes like a Christmas tree.
Yeah, see, that's what
But,
everyone says. So it's like really
yeah.
hard to get that like that
Right.
taste to taste good.
Right.
Wait, there's
for
gin in
sure.
this?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a gin.
Yeah.
I'm super
It's,
allergic. I'm
no,
just
you're
kidding.
not.
Oh my God.
Don't believe anything he says.
Haley, punch him right in the shoulder. Right now. Like,
No.
get him good.
Gosh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Now
Oh my God, what I do?
your face did drop for a second. I'm just kidding. No, I just don't normally drink gin.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste like gin. There's gin in it. Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, that cocktail used to be on our happy hour for the longest. And we do this thing called Champagne Friday where it's like $5 champagne cocktails.
Oh.
Not all of them. And that used to be on it. Not anymore because it's kind of like involved as a cocktail. people would ask for it without gin all the time. Like, can I get vodka? This was when I was a baby here. And I'd be like, sure. And I'd give it to them with gin anyway. And they never knew the difference.
Oh,
That's funny.
my
That's
gosh. We
hilarious.
listen and we don't judge.
Yeah, thank you.
I love that.
I wouldn't even. I didn't know there was gin in it. That's why I was
It's not
shocked.
like
but-
overwhelming.
Yeah.
I think just everything goes together really well. So
Yeah,
I
it
just used to
definitely
drink
does.
gin so much in college that it was like gross to me afterwards. And so like I just don't I don't drink it regular, I guess. But if it's mixed and stuff, I'll still drink
Oh
it.
my
Right.
gosh, I used to drink Bombay Sapphire with Red Bull.
Uh,
I don't know why I did that. Yeah, I don't know why, but we just did. And gin is just not my favorite. It
Yeah.
is not my friend. So I will not be consuming gin a whole lot like that.
yeah, I really hated gin really before I worked here, but we did a lot of different gin cocktails
Yeah.
that just
Yeah, with
have more to it
Yeah.
than just gin. And then I learned to appreciate it a little more.
Yeah.
I think.
especially with that drink. Oh yeah, for sure. I like it.
so do you make the cocktails here then?
No.
Do you oh.
Yeah,
what's your role here?
I'm the events manager, but I serve part time too, so I do a little bit of both because
Nice.
I can't get away from the fast money. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
We were just talking about this yesterday, basically. Like, even when I had like a full time job, I still I don't think I would leave the service industry.
Right. It's so hard.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's
Once
another
you're
thing though
in.
too. Like once you get started into it, you get that nervous factor of like, oh my gosh, am I going to be good at it? And then you realize that you are good at it. You make really good money, and then it's really hard to leave.
Right.
Where you're like,
Yeah.
you just feel like you're good at doing something, and then
Absolutely.
you make really good money doing it. So yeah, like getting your foot in the door is hard, and also leaving is hard. But I mean. Again, the fast money, like you said, you are an events manager, which we are also very adamant about speaking about, like how you went from serving to a manager. Can you actually talk about how you ended up
Yeah.
going from that to this?
so really, it was after COVID. We had a lot less employees, and I started managing like part time just to fill in and help out. Plus, it was like honestly really slow when we first reopened after COVID, and I was like, I'll do anything for more money.
Right.
Um,
And how long have you been here at that point? How long have you been here?
Oh, I opened this restaurant, so I've been here for
Awesome.
13 years.
Dang.
Oh my
That is
God.
such a long
Yeah.
time.
Forever.
Yeah.
My whole youth. But so I just was like filling in, managing and stuff, and still serving. And then maybe like a year ago, I would kind of help out with events, like just fill in with like navigating people on what to do. And we had an events manager that was full time, and she parted ways with us probably a year ago, a little over a year ago, and then I just took over that role. And I really like doing that because, especially since I've served here, like I'm really good at talking to people, making them feel like warm and cozy, and selling them things. I still have like the upsell mentality, so it's just worked out really well. And it's just like a different avenue to be in, so I don't get bored. I'm doing a little bit of both, and I don't know, it's rewarding, honestly, to book things and have people email me and be like, oh my God, we had such a good time. Could we do another event
Aw,
in
yeah.
like however long? So that's cool.
Fun.
So did you go from serving to events manager, or like were you a manager also?
So I just would manage the floor like here and there, and I was still serving.
Okay.
And then I took over the events manager position.
Gotcha.
But was still serving and still am. So I do both
All of it.
to this day. Yeah.
So what's different about events management? So are you like booking events primarily, and then
Yeah.
you're like coordinating them?
Yep. So I book them and then I plan them. Like I just work with the people to find out what they're looking for and kind of what the vibe is and what they want to do for the event. Like get a lot of rehearsal dinners, a lot of company parties, retirement parties and stuff. And then I just kind of talk to them, figure out like their needs and wants and what they're looking to happen during their event, and make it happen for them,
Yeah.
make
Cool.
them happy.
Do you do like special menus or smaller
Yeah.
menus
Yep.
like for events?
So we have like a different menu. There's like a few different options for different size groups. So we have like a cocktail appetizer party. So we do like a tapas buffet. You can do a dinner buffet or a plated dinner. And I work with them on like what food would be good for however many people. Like we have a like half buyout on Thursday, so they rent the whole upstairs.
Oh,
So
cool.
and they're doing a cocktail appetizer party. It's for a retirement party. And so they're gonna do a buffet right here where we're sitting. So they got like a ton of food.
I can imagine it now.
Yeah. So but yeah, it's just like working with people, kind of determining like what they need based on how many people they have. So they said they have 100 people. So I was like, you need this much food at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's over dinner time. It's from like 4 to 7. I'm like, you should get this much and you should
Yeah.
get these.
So to be an event manager, you got to do way more math.
Yeah, kind of. But I feel like I've been here for so long. It's just kind of like second nature for me, which is like an advantage, I guess.
Yeah.
So what drew you to stay here for 13 years?
Girl, I don't know. I just got
The
like
money.
really comfortable. The money for sure. Like, come on. But then like Americana, since we opened, it's been like such a family vibe, you know, like everybody here, like we would like roll together everywhere and everything. And I was a baby then, and now I'm like the mom of Americana, so I know
Nice.
these are all my babies now. But it's just like having that like close relationship. Like we don't have a huge staff, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to go anywhere else.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, I'm like,
Yeah.
it'd be weird. And like, I don't know. And when we first opened, I knew a couple of the people that like opened here. So I had a good relationship with them, and they were here for a while, and then they've gone on. But then I have like my people that have still worked here for a long time, and it's just comfortable.
Yeah.
I think like,
Well, that's what you want,
Yeah.
like especially out of a serving job. Like you don't, we don't all have that luxury
Right.
of like working with people who work very well together.
Right,
So
for sure.
that's really
Yeah,
nice.
I'm at like 4 different jobs because of that reason. Not really, but kind of. But
sure.
so how long do you think like people generally stay here when they get hired, or do you guys have like a long turnaround? Like,
I mean, usually people are here for a few years. Like most of our staff now.
like
I'd
how long
say
has
is-
Kyle been here?
Kyle's been here, at least 8 years, I'd say.
Really?
I think 8 years. Maybe
No way.
maybe I shouldn't say at least, but I'd say 8 years.
so more
Yeah.
than 5.
yeah,
right?
yeah, for sure.
That's crazy to
And
me.
then, Carla's down there. She's been here at least 8 years.
Okay.
But like we have newer faces too, but all of them have been here for a couple years.
Just
Like-
for reference, also Kyle is the bass player in my friend's band, and I did their
Oh,
music
cool.
video. And then we came in here. Our producer and me and our friends, girlfriends came in here, and we had brunch. And that's when I saw Kyle, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know you worked here." And so I thought in my head he was like a relatively new hire, but I also hadn't been here in probably 4 years, maybe.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
we used to come here all the time, though. And we came here. I was here the day before the shutdown happened, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I'll
Sad.
never forget that brunch because it was like the best brunch of my life. I'm not even going to lie. And then,
Like everybody was just like,
yeah. And then the next day, like everyone was kind of concerned about it. But then the next day, they shut down everything.
yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, that sucked. But so
like
then.
that was a great last meal. I
yeah,
had.
for
Right.
real, though. It really was.
What a
And-
time.
And it was also the night before that, I had gone to Vaudeville Muse, which is the old venue that's
yeah.
no longer there anymore.
Yeah.
So I went to that. I got super hungover. It was my friend's birthday, and then I came over here for hungover brunch, and it was amazing.
It's perfect.
Yeah, it was literally
That's what
the
it's
best
made
day.
for.
And then it was like, it seemed like the best week too, because then everything shut down for the whole week right after that. So
Yeah.
I was like, this week just keeps getting better and better. And then,
God.
and then the global pandemic happened. And then,
Yeah.
whatever.
Then you're like, oh,
Yeah.
this is serious.
But
Maybe not.
so for during COVID though, since we're kind of talking about it, we did come here once. And so you guys typically on your brunch, you guys have like the buffet line,
Right,
kind of, right?
right.
And then, but during COVID, you guys did the family style.
Right,
So
yeah.
like, I guess, how was the transition of that, like doing brunches still and like just coming in here in general from COVID to not COVID?
Right. So we did do family style when we reopened. And that was cool. We went back to a buffet probably, it was a long time after that. We did the family style for like, I want to say a year or longer. And then we went back to a buffet because we were just getting so much feedback. People were like, you don't have that buffet.
I know.
But it still was. And
It
family
was.
style was honestly like a pain in the ass because this restaurant is so big and
Yeah.
we're having to run endless brunch food. I'm like, ugh, kill me.
Yeah.
You know, but it was cool for what it was. We made it work so that we could reopen and make people feel safe, you know, and like everybody, I don't know, when people were getting mad about the buffet, like right after COVID, I was like, are y'all okay? Like this
Like, we're
just
doing the best we
happened.
can.
This just happened. Y'all want a buffet back right away? But it was cool, and it was a good transition. Like we didn't get a lot of negative feedback when we went back to the
Right.
buffet. I think like most people wanted that because it was more available
Yeah.
items. But it was cool either way.
Do you think
We just
people
made it
ate
work.
more family style or buffet style?
I think more family style because this place is super, super popular for their brunch.
Yeah.
And like, since they couldn't do the buffet, they still wanted to come here and do the family serving.
Right.
Yeah.
Only because they wanted to be here for Americana's really good brunch.
Right.
So I feel like family style because like with COVID being shut down and not being able to have that special buffet style that you guys
Right.
did have, people had no other choice. So I think
Right.
family style was definitely like not a bad thing, but also like
Right.
helped you guys stay open and not have to worry about doing the buffet.
For sure.
It does suck though, because you like with everyone's table, I remember doing it and like all of us would have to pick and choose what we
Right.
wanted to get because then we would all share and then
Right.
we'd have to let our server know like, okay, this is what I got, and then you split it up from that. So I can see where the
Yeah.
annoyance would come from the family style, but I feel like family style was definitely pretty popular for you
Right.
guys only because people wanted to be here for brunch.
Absolutely. And it was still like bottomless, you know, we just brought it to you.
Damn bottomless mimosas, man.
Yeah. And that,
mimosas
that's
are
what,
solid.
you
Yeah.
know, that's what the people really come for.
Yeah.
So,
I love it, and I love that
Like-
you guys can like just bring out a whole bottle of champagne.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
like when I come here, I know I'm gonna get like 3 plates of brunch,
yeah.
like a grilled cheese, and then like at least a Bloody Mary, and then like 9 mimosas.
Yeah.
Well,
And you have a Bloody Mary bar too.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Love that.
that's cool.
It's
Or you
so
can make a
good.
screwdriver. You can get a vodka with no salt. And make a little juice and
Yeah.
vodka. So
Yeah.
I do
appealing.
like that though, because like when you guys first started doing that, everyone got a bottle.
yeah.
Everyone got a bottle when they first when you guys, I think it was like 3 years after you guys opened that I started coming
Maybe,
here.
yeah.
And every time we got a bottomless mimosas, everyone got a bottle. Now it's
Right.
just for the table, right?
Girl, yeah. Because back in the day, like when we first opened, we used to do, you could do just bottomless drinks without bottomless food.
Yeah.
And it got real hairy in here.
Yeah.
Like people were just
Messy.
doing
Hammered.
too much.
Yeah.
Like vomiting.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my God. Like, and then after some years, we were like, you can only get bottomless if you're getting food.
Yeah.
You can pay for each individual drink. And people were like, I've come here before. Da, 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 you know,
Yeah.
but we're like, you have to eat something.
Yeah.
You just have to.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You have to eat something.
Well, because then you guys changed it too, because I remember we would like do brunch until like like we would just
All
like
day?
keep doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
right.
then you change it to like a certain time.
Yeah,
Like
so
you like
2 hours.
it switches or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
It
because
was.
we would be here for like 5 hours.
like all day.
Yeah.
And that would happen. And like, you know, a lot of people can handle that, but then a lot of people can't.
Yeah, and it was
handle
also
that.
like 10 of us, you know. So
yeah,
we were like, and that was actually when Vivette was serving us.
yeah.
And oh, sorry. And I thought that was somebody's leg, but it's just a table. Sorry, table. But no, yeah. Because I remember when she was serving. Yeah, we would just stay here forever, and she would just like hook us up with
and cocktail, probably like right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Those are the days.
Yeah.
Poor People Podcast is brought to you by Tipsy
Tipsy
Cub.
Cub.
Thank you to our sponsor, Tipsy Cub.
Thanks to Tipsy Cub, we are able to make it through our hangovers. It is a hangover preventative powder. Shake it, tear it, and tip it, guys.
You can find the link to Tipsy Cub in our bio. Use code POUR20 for 20% off your purchase.
People can still sing cocktail.
Oh, yeah.
We don't really. That's like first come, first serve.
Yeah.
So if they sit there, we're not like, you have to leave after 2 hours.
Right.
They're walking.
Well, and yeah, I didn't mean it like you guys like kick us out or anything,
Yeah.
but it is like just the perfect amount of time now, I will say.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's not too much that you're like, but you can still like get a lot of drinking done in
For
that
sure.
time and like a
For
lot
sure.
of brunch.
Well, when everyone would pay for bottomless mimosas, you would get your own separate bottle. And I
Yeah.
think that's like where like people were like
yeah.
drinking.
That'd be so sick though.
No, like we would stay here for that. Like we would see how many bottles we could go through each individual one of
for
us.
real.
And like we just cause complete chaos in here sometimes. But yeah, I don't think we needed to be drinking our own bottle of champagne for
Right.
like, I don't know, 5 hours that you guys, because it started from like 10 to 2, right? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Right.
But our friend group, oh yeah, we were naughty individuals back in the day.
Yeah.
Like I drove here from Iowa City to meet my friends here for brunch, and then I like got up hungover, came here, started drinking some more, and when we went down to like another bar down in the East Village, oh my god, it was like a whole Sunday fun day drinking. It was a lot, but it was fun. But
Yeah.
I'm sorry you had to deal with people puking
I mean,
everywhere.
it was fine.
Yeah.
I didn't have to
God.
clean it up really
Yeah.
ever. So that was nice. You know.
Since you've changed the rules though, do you think you still get people that like overdo
No,
themselves?
not really.
Okay.
No.
That's
good.
There was maybe a few weeks ago there was like a younger birthday party up here and a girl was dry heaving. I dropped the food. I'm like, oh my God. And my coworkers were talking about it and I was like, nobody pukes in here anymore. Isn't that wild? Because they had all worked here forever.
Well, I'm happy that that it doesn't get super rambunctious like it did
Yeah.
back then, because like, you know, where I work, it's speed bartending and I don't
Right.
have food. So like people
Right.
do end up getting sick. Same
Yes.
with like at Bomb Bar and things like that. We don't have food there.
Right.
So I can't be like, you need to eat this.
Right.
Type of
Like,
thing. Like I think I'm going to
please
get you
have
like
a
some
snack.
French fries and do that. There's that. But I just have popcorn and that doesn't do anything.
Right.
That just makes
No.
it worse.
To throw
Yeah,
up,
like
it makes
air.
it so
Ew.
so worse. But yeah, I can't believe this place has actually been here for 14 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'll
what did,
be 14 years in May. Yeah.
did you serve or anything before this? Before
Yeah.
here?
Yes. I worked at Chintro
Oh, okay.
before I came here.
That's just right down the street, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I worked there. And then one of my coworkers there, who was a good friend of mine, he was friends with like one of our original owners. It was his concept. He's like, oh, he's opening a restaurant down the street. My wife is applying there. You should go apply. And then I just walked in here to apply, and the original GM had been the GM at Django, and Django
nice.
Chintro are like an umbrella group.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
he knew me, and it was really chill. Like I wouldn't even consider it a real interview. And they're like, yeah, you
That's
can
the
come on.
best.
Yeah, I was like, cool. And then I stayed at Chintro for like the first year we were open, and I just worked lunches there. But the GM of Chintro and I did not get along, and I was like, I'm just gonna go to Americana.
Yeah.
So you don't have a bar up here, or do you?
No.
So when people like have parties up here and order drinks from the bar, you have to make them down there and bring them up.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's fun.
So when it's a party of
But-
like 100, how many bartenders do you
So
have down there?
There'll be
making drinks?
2 bartenders down there, but I've done a couple buyouts since I have taken over this position. So we're gonna do a satellite bar up here, but it won't have liquor or anything. We'll just have beer and wine up here and like glasses. So we'll just pour all beer and wine up here, and we'll have 2 bartenders. I think we have 2 on for that, and they'll do all the like cocktails down there. So usually it works out pretty well. Because a lot of people drink beer and wine when it's like a corporate company party.
Right.
So that kind of works out easily for us.
Yeah.
So
Has anyone ever fallen down the stairs?
Or dropped like
We're all
a tray
thinking
of like drinks.
yeah, I've seen people, guests,
Biff it.
co-workers.
That's like my biggest fear.
Same.
Oh yeah.
I can't. I fall upstairs and I fall downstairs. So
Right.
like either way,
I tripped on a stair once some years ago. Like, I think my shoe was untied and I tripped and I like caught the plates, but my knee was so swollen.
I was gonna say they're
Oh,
metal.
no.
Like,
it looks
yeah,
metal.
yeah.
Yeah, we
Holy
have
cow.
this back stairwell where it's like for servers to run food up and down,
Oh.
and
Yeah.
those are like concrete. They're so
Oh
yeah.
no.
I just fell just right for my knee to blow up, but
Oh,
I saved the
guys.
plates. Like, hey,
Right?
are you
Nothing,
okay?
like,
I'm
landed
can
all o-
you take this
Oh,
my
goodness.
table?
So you guys don't use these front
No.
stairs at all?
No.
nice.
Oh,
Like just to
interesting.
seat people.
Yeah.
These stairs to the bar just to get drinks and stuff. But yeah, there's a back stairwell, so it goes like to the kitchen,
Nice.
to up here. But yeah, I've seen a lot of guests fall too. Not down. Usually it's up, but
Yeah.
usually it's some girls in heels.
I feel like
but-
I would like go too fast down and just slip all the
Yeah.
way down.
Oh. Or do
So-
you ever have drunk people? Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Like try to go down your
All the
legs?
time.
Yeah.
The bar stairs all the time.
Get
Or
halfway
it's
down and they're like,
oh,
wait.
Right. I'm like, don't go down those
Yeah.
stairs. You're going to get trapped back there.
Oh, no.
It's a problem. It's wet, it's sticky. You don't want to go there.
No.
But that definitely happens a lot. But
So with all of your interviews that you've been interviewed for being into the service industry, do you think it's like known that like you know someone there and you have an in, or do you actually feel like you have to go there to apply and do an interview with them?
well, like when I came here, I didn't expect that. Like I had known the owner, I had like met him through my friend, and I knew the GM from like he had like filled in at Centro sometimes, but I didn't know who it was when I came here, and that kind of just happened by chance. Centro, I didn't know anybody there. I just went in. I was like, I just moved to Des Moines. Can I have a job? But otherwise, I mean, that's like my only interviews, girl.
Right?
I've worked here
Yeah.
forever.
I always tell people that, especially the people that I've worked with them at other places.
Right.
If I've worked with you other places, that is your interview. Like I know how you work, and that's how
Right.
like if you come to apply with me, I know how you work, and that's basically how you get your foot in the door. Just because I pay attention to everything that we all do, and I feel like that's where if you've worked with that person in the past,
Right.
you're basically doing a physical interview with them. So then they know, like when you come in there, they know what they're gonna get, and I think that's how other bartenders and
Oh, for
servers
sure.
come in, and they
Yeah.
know that they're gonna be able to get that job
We-
right away.
Yeah, but here for like our applicants, we get a lot of people that like nobody really knows.
Yeah.
We had a few people like that somebody started here and then they told like a couple people and then they came and applied because like their friend worked here or something. But I don't know, we kind of get just I think from like word of mouth, like
Yep.
they
Yeah.
hear like, oh, I know somebody that knows somebody that works at Americana and they said it's good. Go apply there. So
Yeah,
It's
I
kinda
just I
cool.
think the interview process for being in the service industry is just great because like 9
Right.
times out of 10, the people that you're getting that are applying that you already know.
right.
And then like you've already seen how they work again, and then like
Mm-hmm.
they're a friend of a friend. But that's another thing where it's kind of wishy washy though too,
Right.
because like even if your friend's a good worker, like you don't want your friend to make you look like a fool, because if they're not a good
Right.
worker, they could possibly like
Yeah.
not be good and you have to fire them or whatever.
Yeah.
But
It still comes back on you.
yeah. And 9 times out of 10, that's not always the case, but sometimes that does happen.
Right.
But
Yeah. Do you ever have a friend who's like, "Can you get me a job there?" And I'm like,
no.
Ooh, we're not hiring.
Yeah. I mean, it's really hard for us to hire at Tony C's because we're such a skeleton crew. I don't have any shifts. Like, the only shifts that I need to be covered are on calls, and 9 times out of 10, when I message our group chat, the girls are going to come down and help me. So, like, that's
Yeah.
where it's really hard to staff for where I work at, only because, again, we're a skeleton crew. Is that how you guys feel here? That you're a
Yeah.
skeleton crew, and you like even
Kinda.
if someone needs like a shift covered, everyone gets it covered because we
Yeah.
all work as a group or a
Right.
big family.
Yeah. Usually people are like very helpful with
Yeah.
each other. Like everybody's pretty close. So it usually works out. And we have on calls scheduled for almost all of our shifts. So if it's needed, we can cover it.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, do you have designated people to pick up like for events, or is it kind of like
Yeah,
open, like
so-
who wants it?
No, you have to be like banquet trained.
Oh,
Most
okay.
everybody is. There's probably a handful of people that aren't.
What does that like entail? Like, what does that require?
So they just basically have to, just like our server training, but they'll have to like follow a couple like banquet ship private parties, follow a couple, so they go through, because it's not like a lot different from serving here, but the standard is a little higher. These people are spending more money, so everything needs to be like to a T,
Yeah,
perfect.
proper.
So yeah, so it's just like an understanding. So there are no mistakes to be made.
Like, no drinking champagne bottles behind the counter
Right? Yeah, exactly.
on brunch on brunch
Exactly.
days.
Yeah.
Exactly. No getting lit during my parties, please. Like, but it's just kind of like our standards are pretty high here in general, but with the private parties, people are generally spending a lot of money. So it's just making sure it's like the best of the best. Everybody's the best here, though. But just people that are like really well versed in what they're doing and how we do it, just coming in and knowing what to do,
Yeah.
kind of, because they can be a lot of work also. So
Do you work your events that you plan?
some of them,
Okay.
not all of them.
What's your favorite event that you've actually put on?
Probably I did a buyout for, was it Principal or Nationwide? I think it was Principal. It doesn't matter. A buyout where somebody bought out the whole restaurant, and they're gonna do it again on April 30th.
Nice.
So that's cool. But like that was kind of simple, to be honest. But we did like a half buyout that was the full upstairs. I can't remember who it was for, but it was cool. They did a holiday party and brought in, they just had like a great time, and it was really fun. It was a fun group to work too. I worked that one. We like had it decorated and everything because it was holiday time, so it was
Yeah.
all cute in here too.
I think my favorite events that I like doing is drag shows.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause
You
they're
guys have
just-
one coming up, don't you?
We have one on Saturday.
Yeah.
That's so
I
exciting.
put it in my
Spring
calendar.
Yeah.
fling.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
it's-
spring fling drag
Yeah.
brunch. It's at 9, so it's like kind of early, but
They're
Hell
just
yeah.
so much fun. I like
Yeah.
it. Like, especially again, like drag shows are just so flamboyant and just
Yeah.
everywhere, and they're dancing and they're throwing water everywhere and they're getting people to drink and whatnot.
Right.
But like, that's my favorite event because we haven't really had anyone that's like super exciting and things
Right.
like that, you know, because like normally like our events are they're just doing a cocktail hour
Yeah.
and they're just talking to amongst themselves. And
yeah, and I don't plan the drag shows, so
Oh, okay.
I don't really have a hand in that, but it is
Yeah.
fun.
yeah, it is a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it's cool when we do it because we have like the double level, so
Yeah.
we'll have 2 queens at the same time,
Oh,
like,
that's
Oh,
cool.
nice.
doing their thing to the same song. It's like a really good time. Yeah,
And it's a big draw. Like,
Right.
like I'm sure it just gets booked out every
for
time.
sure. I think we have like 10 performers
Nice.
this time.
Holy
so,
cow.
Yeah.
Fun.
It's a big production.
Yeah.
It'll be really fun.
That will
for
be.
sure.
So your event room is that way, right? It's a next door. That's your
No, that's like a separate space.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not even related to us, but that's like an
Oh, okay.
events venue that people can do whatever at.
Okay.
Plan events there, but
Uh-huh.
really, like, we have a few different options. So, like, this space that we're sitting in is a private loft. They can book this
Okay.
for up to 22 people. That's
Okay.
all that can fit right here.
Okay.
And then our back banquet room, like where we went earlier in the back, that would fit like 23 to 60. And then people can do the whole upstairs. It's like 80 to
Okay.
175 or a buyout if they want to. It doesn't matter how many people they have.
Cool.
But that would be up to like 200 people.
Yeah.
So
Dang.
I thought you guys had that event space, but it's a
No.
completely separate venue.
It's completely separate.
And then you
yes.
still allow people that are over there to come over here,
Yeah.
right, and get drinks and
Yeah.
things like that if they don't
Mhm.
want to be over there anymore.
For sure.
Cool. I
Because
like that.
sometimes there's a lot, they do a lot of like wedding receptions and
Yeah.
stuff where they don't have like a bar necessarily, or they don't have what they want over there. So we'll get a lot of overflow from that,
Cool.
which is nice.
What's like the craziest like event situation you've had here? Like either good or bad?
I did work one event, and I'm not going to say what it was,
Yeah.
but somebody slapped my ass like hard, and I was like,
Maybe we should
I-
save this for Patreon. Maybe not. Sorry. Go ahead.
Do
No.
you
Go
want to
ahead.
save it for Patreon?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Do it.
but I thought maybe it was like getting late, so we're almost done. I thought it was maybe one of my coworkers working with me, and no,
It
I
was
was
a
like,
customer.
yeah,
$500 right now.
See,
No,
that's the
for
word.
real.
When
I was
something
like-
that. Yeah, you don't know what to do.
right.
You're just
And
like,
I'm like, oh,
did that just
you're
happen?
obviously really, probably like drunk, a little drunk, you know. Like, you feel very comfortable. I'm just gonna walk away, I guess. It was a little wild though.
Jeez.
Oh yeah,
I'd
I
say
would
that's
lose
like
like
the craziest thing.
$1,000 in my hand right now.
I would.
$1,000. You were at my
fucking
work.
lose
You were
it.
going to $1,000 for that. Like you right now.
Yeah, it was a little
I mean, yeah.
off-putting, I'd say.
I don't know. I would want to grab your butt, but I'd ask you permission though.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just unexpected. I was like, so, like, I didn't even know what to do. I
Yeah.
just kind
Yeah.
of froze, and I'm
Yeah,
like, what the
jeez.
fuck? And I just walked away. I'm like, I should have handled that differently. I don't know.
But see, that's like
I'm
what
so
it's kind of where you get startled because me and the girls that I work with, we all like to like smack each other's
Right.
butts. So like that's where I can see where you thought it was your coworker,
Right,
But then
but-
that's like when you feel that like okay, that's way not like I'm not in an area where my coworkers would be at. So
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was like probably like 5 of us
Yeah.
on this. And,
oh okay, I thought it was
So-
just you and the
but I was like, none of you would do that like right here,
Yeah,
right? Because I
yeah.
look back like, what are you thinking? Like
Yeah.
whoever it was, and I'm like, then it was really like, what are you thinking?
oh
What?
yeah, wow.
You're a stranger. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's messed
So
up.
sorry.
That was a
Yeah.
little crazy.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
really
that's
sorry.
the craziest story I have, I think,
Oh my
about
God.
Well, that's a
events.
perfect segue for our douche of the week. So yeah, the douche of the week. That's a perfect one. But
Yeah,
that's a
yeah,
good
that's
douche of the
it.
week for sure. But it's usually just like like an annoying customer or like a bad customer, or it can be a pet peeve,
Okay.
something that happens with coworkers and stuff like that. But yeah, that's a solid one. Unless you think of another one.
I mean, that was. I mean,
That's- yeah.
generally,
Yeah, that's a
like,
solid
this
douche
person
that is
was,
the douche
like,
of the week.
Nice. I mean, there's been others. Not like that. That's like the most like
Yeah, that's insane.
intense
Yeah.
story probably. But we did used to have a regular that would come in here and get Cosmos. And he was very particular about them. Every time like a new bartender made it, there was a problem. He would say, I want them as pink as my lips, just how pink my lips are. That's how it needs to
Ew.
be. Like, so, and he had kind of like pale pink lips. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, you don't want that much cranberry juice. Just say that.
Yeah.
But he's like,
He wants
you
so
see
much
how
attention.
pink-
Yeah.
That's such a
Look at
weird
my
way.
lips.
Right.
Get it right.
But
Study them.
I haven't seen that guy in a lot in years. He used to come in here. Like
Now that you're bringing him up, he might come in
day.
here now.
Right. Like, I hope he's doing okay. I
Yeah.
haven't seen him in many
Ew,
years.
I
Okay.
He was like fine other than
Is
that.
that-
But I don't know if it was just kind of like a run server run or run bartender run type of situation.
God, I
Like,
hate those though. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, just why?
Yeah.
See,
Why?
that's when I'm happy that I work in like a dive bar and I can just talk shit back to my customers.
Right.
And I would be like, that's fucking weird. I'm not serving you.
Yeah.
Go somewhere else.
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait,
A
what?
little different.
What's the run bartender run like situation?
Just you know,
Like they ask you for
do
something?
Nothing's
Yeah.
right.
Then you go back and something's wrong or they need something else and they can't just tell you what they
Right.
want all at one time.
Yeah.
They just, you're running back and forth
Yeah.
trying to like fix something or make them happy.
That is annoying.
Which-
I've never heard it called that before though, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's definitely. I'm definitely gonna use that from now on.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
It's kind of like when people are telling us their order and they're like, I want this. And then you make it and they're like, okay, then I need this. And I'm
Right.
like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm a bartender. I do this for a living. Just tell me your whole order
Right.
so I can get it all
Everything
done.
at
and, like,
once
it-
is fine.
fine. Yeah. Yeah. It's great. I can totally do it.
Preferred.
Just, yes, preferred. Very much
Yeah.
so.
You had a douche of the
Yeah,
week.
which actually it kind of goes into that ordering everything at once is great. So this guy ordered a bomb and I made it and brought it to him and he's like, "Can I actually get 2 more of those?" So I went and made 2 more and I'm almost done pouring. Like I only have to top it with Red Bull, and so at this point it's a different color than the bomb he has, and he was like, "Why does their drink look different?" Like so loudly, like trying to embarrass me.
Oh.
And right after he said it, I dumped in the watermelon Red Bull, which made it pink. And everyone at the bar, like I turned, everyone at the bar just turned and looked at him and just went like,
Good.
Yeah.
and he was like, spoke too soon. I said,
Right.
you
Yes.
think?
Yeah.
Yes. Or like when they go to grab their drink and you haven't put the Red Bull in it and you're like, I'm not done yet. Please let me I'll hand it to you when I'm done.
Yeah. It was just so satisfying. Like right after he said it, I poured it in and his face just like,
For
like
sure.
changed. And I'm
I
just like,
bet.
really?
I'm an idiot.
I think
That's great.
my douche of the week is we're changing the prices at Tonic for our
That is douchey of you to do.
I know, I'm sorry.
You're the douche of the week.
Yeah. No. Well, because we did it, we changed it for St. Patty's Day and we just haven't changed them back. And I mean, I'm not opposed to changing our prices because of everything that is going on. Everything's getting a little bit more expensive, but there are certain shots and drinks that I don't think need to be $8 by any means. So we're just trying to figure out what we should change our cost of our cocktails, especially with our Delta 9 drinks that we have. A lot of places charge $10 for them.
I
think
didn't
that's-
even know y'all had that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yep. So we have a
They have
couple
a
different.
bunch of them.
Yeah, we have a couple different brands, but
Dope.
They're
it's
really good.
They're really good. It's just
Yeah.
other places charge $10 for them. We charge $7. So I think we're gonna
Oh,
up them to
yeah.
$8 because it's like we sell so much out of like just where we are at. I don't
Right.
know if anyone will complain about them being $10. I think $8 is fair, and I think that's going to be like our max for that. But then that's where you have to go with your clientele, because like I have a lot of people that are regulars and they've been here for a really long time and they were used to getting a $4 beer. Now it's going to be a $6 beer and they're going to get it for $5 because we do the downtown discount.
Right.
So we're just trying to accommodate to our clientele and make it fair. But yeah, that's the douche of the week, because lately people are like, why is my bill so high? And I'm like,
Right.
sorry, we're changing the prices. So like, how would you go
Yeah.
about telling people, sorry, we're changing the prices on things? Like, I don't know if we have to explain that or we just be like, It's just, it is what it is. I just work
mean,
here type of thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would keep it short and be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
make the prices. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Just don't ask me.
Right. I mean, in like a world that I could be an asshole still, which I really can't anymore. I would like to say, have you been to the grocery store?
Yeah.
Or to a liquor store? Like everything costs more. But I don't know. I have dealt with that a little bit. Like, I'm sorry, I guess like we just had a price increase. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not in charge of those decisions,
Yep,
actually.
Yep. And I think since St. Patty's Day, people were paying for those prices. That's where it like we pushed the envelope a little bit on that, and we had no one complaining about those prices. So I think that's where like my boss wanted to make a change in that, because he's like, okay, well we can up it $1 or $2 on certain things, which is totally fine. But again, it's just I'm worried about more of like my regulars, because they're used to the $4 beer. Now it's gonna be
Right.
$5. And I
Yeah.
feel bad because they've been coming here for forever. But then again, like we have to make money too, and our
Right.
establishment has to thrive as well. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's gonna all work out in the end. It'll be fine.
Right.
So.
You're just changing the prices because you hate us.
No, we're just changing the prices because everything else is going up. So
Right.
unfortunately, that's just the reality of
That
it all.
is
So
the state
But yeah.
that we're in.
yeah. So the douche of the week is having to explain myself with upping prices.
Yeah.
Right.
The douche of the week is inflation.
Yeah.
Exactly. It is. That one takes it.
Yeah.
No, it definitely does. What's yours, Jaydn?
I don't know if I have a douche of the week. I didn't. Did I have one the other night either? I don't remember. God, put me on the spot. I haven't had too many bad experiences lately, I will say.
Because you took last Sunday off, yeah?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, so then you're the douche of the week because you had fun this weekend.
Yeah. I requested off work. Well, I did a trade. I did a shift trade.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know. I've been killing it lately. I don't know. Pretty awesome lately, honestly. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, okay. I can relate to my douche of the week also being inflation. Is that the show that I did on Friday night? It was this like underground like EDM show or whatever, and the beers were, I asked them if they had like tall boys or the like regular sized ones, the 12-ounce ones. And they're like just 12 ounces or whatever. And so I was like, okay, cool. I'll take like 2 Budweisers. I paid $20
What?
at this underground EDM show. I was literally like, all right, that's the last beer I'm having tonight. And then we literally just went to the gas station and then drank in the parking lot.
Oh my god.
It's like drinks at the hockey games.
I was like,
Yeah.
but it's worse than that, because at least at the hockey games you get like
Right.
24 ounces.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Like
crazy.
this was a
That's
12-ounce small Budweiser can. I paid like I was probably like 18, but I tipped the dude 20 or
Yeah.
$2,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
So it was like
Damn.
$9.
Jesus.
I was like, that's insane. I was
Yeah.
like, no wonder all
Yeah.
these people here are on their own drugs instead of alcohol.
Drinking. Jesus.
When drinks are that high at places like that, like, yeah, people are going to pay it, but do you think they're getting tipped less?
Yes.
Like less than
feel
20%?
like they do,
Yes.
probably.
Yeah, I think so.
Because
'Cause
that's what
worked.
we've talked about that before. Basically, like if you pour a $100 tequila shot, are you going to tip on the $100? Or are you going to
yeah.
tip them just
Right.
for one tequila shot?
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess what would you do?
I mean, I feel like usually if I'm getting like expensive tequila, I know the bartender, so I'm tipping them more anyway.
right.
I don't really like, I don't go a ton of places. I go where my friends are working.
Yeah.
So I'm like
Same.
cooking
Yeah.
them up.
Yeah.
So I don't really know. But I mean, out of town, I think I like tip kind of more. But I think that's just kind of in my nature too,
Mhm.
from
Right.
being in the industry.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not relatable.
Yeah, I've thought about this, and people have like brought this up like from the podcast too, ever since we posted that. And I think like it should be at least 20%. Like that's just basic. Like yeah, it is like
The same work.
yeah,
but
yeah, less.
But
yeah, like
so what about my situation where it was 2 beers that are normally $4 or $5 a piece and they're $9, and then 20% would be, I mean,
$4.
it'd be yeah.
Yeah.
So
Or
I tipped
something.
10% basically because I spent $20 and it was just like
Right. But imagine
beers.
but imagine if you were the bartender in that situation. What would you
I think I would be more understanding if I got any tip at all. I would be like, if I got a tip, because I'd be more
I would agree
understanding.
with you on
so
that
I think
one.
I would be like, if they're not tipping me, it's because of the prices are too high.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
And
like,
maybe it's $1 here and there.
Yeah.
Right. Which I would be complaining to my owners or who makes the prices. I'm like, people are tipping me less
And then
because
they're
your
like, it's
drinks are
Anna. She's our
absurd.
douche in the room.
I can agree with you on that though. Like but again, like the whole 20% thing too. Like I don't order expensive tequila. So, and like I'm again being in the service industry, I normally go to the bar where I see my friends at 9 times out of 10. So I want to spoil them.
Right.
But when I like go out of town and I see like strangers that I don't know,
Right.
I always tip 20%, if not 30%.
Yeah.
Because again, I don't, it's super, it depends on the situation. And then it just, I guess, like if you're going to go see your friends. So yeah, it depends on the situation for sure.
I guess
It's a loaded question.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is. Like, we can't give you like the right or
Situational.
wrong
Right.
answer
Yeah.
But
for
I feel
it.
like
So.
There really is no right or wrong.
A beer is different than an expensive tequila.
Right.
To,
Yeah.
like
But
an
it's
expensive
still-
liquor
it's still-
too.
What if I'm paying $100 for a can of beer? Like
If
one
you
can
know
of beer.
like if you if you
Am
know
I still tipping that
if
dude
you
40
know
bucks?
it's that
No.
much money,
No, for cracking
you
a beer, fuck
knowingly
no.
order
Yeah.
that knowing it's that much money.
What if it's like a millionaire's party and it's like only millionaires are invited and then they're like $100 12-ounce Budweiser cans.
No.
They better be tipping 20% if they're
right.
millionaires.
Yeah.
Haley.
That's different because
They
that's
have
millionaires club.
they
That's
have it.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Okay.
what I'm saying.
They
though.
better.
If that you knowingly order a liquor that is that expensive and you don't tip 20%, it's like a slap in the face.
You know what we
It's
should
like you're
do?
willing to pay that much for that liquor, knowing it's that price, but not tip the server at least 20%.
We should do like an average of that. Like at one of our bars, like 3 separate nights in a row, we like change the prices of different things and see like if we make it cheaper that people tip more,
Yeah.
or if we make it more expensive, are they tipping less? We should actually like run that
Yeah.
like as a study, like see what
For
people,
real.
No,
get
really.
like Harvard scientists to be like,
We get tipped more on the higher prices. The
You
more
think?
the more your bill is, the better you're gonna get tipped.
That's what I'm saying.
mean,
Because
yeah.
if it's like a
Should be.
$4 beer, people are gonna normally just leave you $1.
Right.
I mean, like
So if it's-
also sorry.
No, you're fine. Go
Go
for it.
ahead.
Like I mean, maybe it's also situational based on if somebody's ordering that and closing out right away, or if they have a tab where they're closing out at the end, and then it's like that price, and they're like, "Fuck, I gotta do some
Yeah.
math."
Yeah.
Maybe that would be a factor
Yeah.
also.
Well, and like for me, a lot of it is like experience and like how friendly they are too. Like if it's somebody
Absolutely.
I don't know, I've never met before, it's not like my friend at the bar, I'll be like, I'll try and talk to them, you know, and whether they'll like, you know, it's not going to I'm not going to take away from their tip if they're not like friendly or anything, but I'm going to tip more if they are friendlier.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's like now
For
I've
sure.
like made a friend, you know, like, I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, anyways, okay, so with that, we're getting close on time. So
Okay.
let's wrap it up here as we always do.
Yes.
And we'll do our little sign
Yeah.
off here.
Thank you, Haley, for being on.
Yeah, thank
great.
you so much. And thank you,
So far away.
Americana.
Sorry.
Make sure
Yeah.
you follow Americana and
Yes.
follow Poor People Podcast. What's the social medias for Americana?
It's Americana DSM on Instagram and Facebook.
Perfect.
Cool.
Nice.
All
right.
right.
For
All right.
richer, for poor. Thanks for watching.
Poor
Poor people.
people. I totally screwed it up. I was doing so good.